Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all shapes and sizes, we're live! Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's good to see you. As I speak, and my face goes off to one side as though I've lost my mind, I'm refreshing the other screen so that I can do this thing I'm supposed to know how to do. Hang on a second. There it is. There it is. I see it. I see it. Click this. There it is. There it is. I think we're good to go. My goodness. One might almost think we knew what we were doing. Well, good morning, Garen. How are you? How are you? It's good to see you. And I have a feeling Charles is going to be joining us soon. It's his birthday. There he is. Happy birthday, Charles. I'm not going to sing to you. That's my gift. No singing. No singing for you. Alrighty then. So, brilliant idea, I think. I hope. I can't wait to see what you think. All right, and I'm going to put this down because this is silly. Okay, so I spent the remaining portion of last week looking at all of these incredible pictures that we were able to pull together from FanaticCon 3. FanaticCon 40, really? FanaticCon Abby's 40th? And Charles, please sing. Okay, let me see what I can do here. Okay.
This looks like a job for Friend Bear, because Abby's not allowed to sing, but Friend Bear can, so... Happy birthday to you, Charles. Happy birthday to you, Charles. And that's all I'm going to do.
You heard it here first. I know. Don't quit my day job. So here was this really crazy, wonderful outcome from last week, and it was this. We changed the plan with the booth. We changed the plan to make coming to our booth a totally different experience, a hybrid experience. It was almost like an event within the big event. The event, FanaticCon 3, put together by Lance and his crew, was lovely, was family, was boutique-y, crowded and magical and amazing, and he deserves all the plaudits and the kudos that there are, because he does it as a labor of love. He has a day job, he has a family, he has stuff he does. Now dance for Charles. Okay, here's the thing, TJ. Smile when you say that. Dance for Charles. Good morning, TJ. Everybody down east is in the house and causing trouble. And you know what, TJ? You would be proud of me. You would have come to that event and said, yep, yeah, that's it. That's the way it's done. Because what we did was, I was joking because we were right beside the stage, and I said, I'm about to upstage the stage. That wasn't what we did. What we did was we created momentum within momentum. Lance had all these people. He had this really keen group of VIPs who came early. And it's a very small space. It is not anything like these humongous Comic Con events that are, 25,000, 40,000. It's not the Hollywood show. This is a tiny, elegant little space. And I mean, he really pulled out the stops. He squeezed all the extra inches out of the corners and whatnot. And he had over 70 booths, which is like nothing in the big shows, but everything in this one. And so what I wanted to do was illustrate what I'm claiming all the time. Hang on a second, who did that? Oh, Charles, don't encourage TJ. Don't start, because it will just go rapidly downhill. And I speak from many, many, many years of experience in knowing TJ and loving him, to death. Just don't let him stand behind you. Anyway, what we did with this booth was we said, okay, when people go to a show, when people go to a party, when people go to a bar, when people go out, they go to all the trouble to get ready to do that. They get off the couch, they put on their outdoor pants, they, make sure that there's gas in the car, they get in the vehicle, and they go there, and they buy a ticket, and they would stand outside in the rain, and then they come inside. Then they bring all of that preparation, all of that emotional investment, that physical investment, that intentional investment, right to the door. And they bring it right through the door with them, because I'm here. And then what happens is this odd, it's human nature. Yeah, don't, as Dad would say, don't encourage DJ. When we go, we expect that by going, it's going to be amazing. And the thing is that a lot of vendors do the same thing. They make the commitment. They get the stuff. They organize their vision for their booth. They pay the fee. They get there early. They set up. And they're there at their booth, and they're ready. And the people coming in the door are ready. And they're waiting for that magic to connect by itself. They're waiting for the fun to come in the room and insert itself as part of the equation. I'm here, we're here, and then fun comes in and says, let the games begin. And the thing is, fun doesn't do that. Fun is not a separate entity unto itself. Fun is what happens when you rub two sticks together. When you rub two sticks together for about 11 million years at a campsite, you get fire. You get smoke, you get sparks, you get fire. And then, thank you to the gods, you can have dinner. We assume that fun is just going to appear. And then, we'll leave a restaurant, we'll leave a bar, we'll leave a party, and we'll say, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I don't know what. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Because what we thought was going to magically happen, the connection that was just going to be there, wasn't. It never, ever occurs to us that we have to go, Zert. We have the fun. And the vendor has the fun. And we have to make that connection. So why that is difficult is because of the way physically we have for years structured the event to happen. You come, you're at the door, you walk through the door, and you think that the walking through the door is where the magic happens. It isn't. The magic happens when somebody comes along and you say, hey, Hey, it's good to see you. How are you? And the person says, oh my God, I'm fine. You look amazing. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Me too. Whatever that is, that's the fun. And when we leave, we say, oh my God, did you see? Oh my God, it was so good to see them. Or we send a message afterwards and we say, oh, we got to do this again. That was incredible. I know, right? It is our connection to each other. It's the way we feel about each other. It is what we bring and show, display our expectation of fun. Just walking through the door and kind of looking around doesn't do it. Fun needs us. We create the fun together. It is literally a rubbing together of intentions that work together, that leverage each other, that build on each other, that trigger each other. That's where the fun is. And having created that experience pretty much every night when it was time for me to go to bed, as a stalling tactic, so I would distract my parents and make them laugh and make them glad I came back long enough so that I could, pull out an extra 10, 15 minutes on my curfew. I know it's true. I know that when you reach out beyond the bare minimum, I showed up, didn't I? Yeah, well, that's not showing up. You got there. You arrived. Showing up is now stepping into the boat and saying, alrighty then, where's my oar? Let's get this show on the road. Let's do this. We have to bring our energy, our expectation of the magic, because our expectation of it is the magic. When Lance and his crew come all over the place every 15 minutes, are you okay? Is everything all right? When his team, when Chad comes over and says, hey Mom, love you Mom, runs in, gives me a big crazy hug and then runs off, what he's really doing is his job. It's his job to make sure that everything is going okay. He's also bringing, though, his personal expectation of how much fun it is to see me and say hi and have me say hi back and have that hug moment and then carry on and do whatever it is that he's supposed to do. At the end of the day, Chad is also involved in getting the vendors out of the building in an orderly fashion, making sure everybody's still okay. The commitment that Lance has is that from the minute you say, I'm in, from the minute you send in your money, from the minute you commit, Lance's responsibility in his heart to us is that from the time we say yes, we don't regret it. We not only don't regret it, we feel like we're part of something alive. From the minute we say yes, he's on it. Why? Because he wants to feel it. And he knows, after years and years and years and years of doing shows, that it isn't one or. You can't be one person in a boat rowing. The thing just goes in circles. You need balance. You need people who are in the boat with you, who feel their own feeling of excitement. No one is ever going to be more excited about Lance's event than Lance. No one who owns the business can ever expect the customers and the colleagues and the employees and the providers to ever love it as much as the owner does. That's a given. But as the owner, it's up to us to say to people as often as we can, it's all you. It's all you. Without you, it's a rehearsal. Without you, we got nothing. That doesn't mean the customer is right. No, it means we want you to feel like you're part of this, like you're in it with us, because we feel that way. When you walk in the door and say, ooh, you have a sale? And we say, absolutely, come on in. We want it to feel to you like the smartest decision you ever made. The number one rule in marketing, in connection, really, it's bigger than marketing. The number one rule in connection is making people glad they came, giving them reasons to say, well, that was a good idea. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Let's call, you know what? It's still open. Let's call some people and tell them to get over here. We still got time. They need to be here. Why do people do that? Because when their friends come and they say, oh my God, this is amazing, the person who suggested it owns a piece of that awesomeness. Why? Because they thought to invite their friends, right? They get to own a piece of that. They get to say, yeah, we always have a good time, and we love you, and that's why we invited you, because we thought you would have a good time too. And everybody says, oh my God, next year let's bring a whole gang of us. Yes, ma'am. Why? Because that's the magic. That's the fun. That's the excitement. And why this is so important is that feeling whatever that is, that catalyst energy, is what gives us the oomph to get up in the morning. It gives us the reason to smile. It gives us the reason to look in the mirror and say, not bad, not bad, all things considered. It gives us the reason to invite that spring into our step. To walk down the street and see somebody and say, how you doing? The person goes, I'm great. Do I know you? No. Just thought I'd say hey. Okay, hey. Yeah. And now you've infected them with it. Yes. Now what we have is a reason to lean in. And that's where I'm going with this. A reason to lean in is a reason to own, to take ownership of something, and to feel pride in that decision, pride in our commitment, pride in our take a riskishness moment. It gives us a reason to say, you know, if I'm up, I might as well own the day. I might as well say I'm walking here. Well, because it's more fun. It's more worth my time than slogging around like my tie has got in my zipper. It's boring. It's boring after the first 3 seconds. In fact, yeah, 2 seconds, if that. It's boring. Why would we want a day that's boring, for heaven's sake? There are hurdles to overcome. There are challenges to meet. There are saber-toothed whatnots that we didn't see coming, and now we may have to sprint a little faster than we were planning. Okay, so if we already have a spring in our step, if we're already in the mood to let's row this thing, let's get where we're going, it's easier to shift into high gear than if we're in park or neutral. It's so much easier. So much easier because we're already halfway there. That's the point. Really, that's the point. And you're right, Charles. The conventions are fun. We don't know what we're going to expect. We hope it's going to be amazing. So back to what I did. Back to what my team and I did. As we put the booth together, I said my intention is the table goes in the middle. And as much as possible, as much extra little winkly inches of space I can maybe just, nudge from Lance. Let's see what we can do with this. We put up banners for actually three purposes. One is to define the space so that people can say, oh, that's the booth. That's the booth. It's got three sides and an opening. The back wall is the fourth side, fourth side. And so that's the booth. We know where it is. Without the lines around it, it's just another spot in the room, and it's hard to tell from the others. So we put the sides up. We put the sides up to protect the innocent vendors on either side of us from whatever madness we were going to create, and to give them their privacy, to give them their boundaries, and honor their boundaries as well, is we also use those walls to make a statement. And on the one side, we had the "You Can't Do That on Television" lockers banner, and on the other side we had the Care Bears banner. And so that gave people two focal points. And on the back wall we have the Abbey wall. That gave people focal points to say, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. The thing is that they've seen those things before. They haven't seen the Care Bears wall, but they will have seen the wall. After the first 5 seconds, they've seen the wall. How we made it magical, how we included them, was we said, when you step into my booth with me, you know the drill. Once you're in the booth with me, you're inside fame, which means you're famous. Since you're famous and all famous people are divas, you need to wear a boa. So let's both put on our boas, and then let's pose for the paparazzi who must take our picture. Okay, so we just took that up one step. Since you're famous, since you're in the booth, since you're wearing the boa, since the paparazzi, clearly we need your autograph. Clearly. So we gave them the Sharpie, and we said, sign wherever. Pick your bear. Pick your favorite bear and sign away. And so they did. And now walk with me. And we brought them around to the other side and said, now you got to sign the lockers. When you see the real lockers and you open the blue door, the cast and crew signed the inside of that locker and the next one to it. So the people creating You Can't Do That have signed the inside of the lockers. You now are famous friends and fans and followers and co-conspirators. We need you to sign the front so everybody can see it. Just don't sign my face. Don't sign my face. It's my face. If anybody's going to sign my face, it'll be me. And so you did. And John Major, our incredible paparazzi photographer, kept saying, okay, so sign and then keep the pen and now look at me so I can get a picture of you while you're signing for everyone else to see later. I mean, it's your souvenir, but it's for everyone else to see later. Why? Because that's magic. That's magic. You're autographing something. You're autographing something. It means you've been invited to autograph it. It means that you're part of the troupe. You're part of the team now. You're on the inside of fame with me. You're putting your autograph on something iconic. And everyone who sees those pictures says, next year, that's going to be me. You see what we've done then? You and I together have given a whole other ripple of people an idea. We can sign that. We should go next year. Let's do that. You know what else she does? What else does she do? Well, it's like it's magic, like we're part of it. I mean, have you seen the pictures? It's not static. We're not the spectator who paid to come in and stare at something behind a screen, like a tiger at a zoo. Oh, no, 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 no. When you come to Abby's zoo, you're in the zoo. You're one of the inmates, and we're all running the asylum. That's what's going on there. And so while people do that with me, while you invest your time in watching these videos and seeing me talking to you and telling you what my intentions are for the projects that are alive and well and unfolding in real time, you're getting the inside scoop. I'm telling you what I'm planning. I told people that this year, 2022, was my anniversary year. Incredibly, 40 years in television. People have seen me worldwide as a Care Bear. They've seen me as a troll, as a scientist, as a fob, as a as a princess. They've seen me as a mom. They've seen me as a math teacher. They've seen me as a duck. They've seen me as all the characters on You Can't Do That on television for 40 years, because all of it is now on YouTube. Whether the shows are streaming, whether the shows are being run in syndication, everything is on YouTube. You can go back and revisit those performances anytime, on demand, thanks to technology. The thing is, until I can figure out how to broadcast live from my booth, the only way to experience the shows that I do, the live events that I do, is to find a way to be there. Now, Facebook Live is a slot when I recorded it has passed. What we want to do, where we need to go with all of this storying that we're doing, all of the things we're sharing with each other, the moments that we can look back on and talk about together, that's our story, yours and mine. When you comment on one of my videos and I reply, it seems like yesterday I saw you and You Can't Do That on television. It was, Charles. You went and got a video. You watched it from YouTube. This is the thing about birthdays, Charles. We start getting a little bit, It seems like yesterday when I performed it. It really does. It feels like yesterday. Somebody, who was it? Oh, it was John. It was John Major. When he saw the costume, when he saw the mom costume, he said, "That's in really good shape." And I said, "Why wouldn't it be?" And he said, "Well, 40 years." And I said, "I didn't actually do any housework in that thing, A, I don't do housework, but B, I only wore it for those moments." He said, "Yeah, it's still 40 years. I said, yeah, except that I didn't get slimed in it, except right near the very end. And I tried to protect myself as best I could. And I didn't run through a gauntlet. The time I got watered, I protected myself the best I could. And besides, water, once it dries, we're fine." And he said, yeah, but still, it looks like it's in good shape." And I said, "Well, for that matter." And he said, "Okay, I get it. I'm in trouble. I'll just go away now quietly." So if it feels like it was just yesterday, that's what our memories are doing. We are placing these memories right in the easy access file cabinet. They're not shoved way back in the back to stuff we can't remember. It's front and center. We are rewiring our brains every time. Every time we revisit, we are reinforcing that wiring. And this is what it's all about. Every time we revisit a good time that makes us smile when we remember it, if you scroll down and you look at the picture that I posted, Melissa came to the booth with two of my books for me to sign that I hadn't signed. As she was walking over to the booth, on the stage, Lance's playlist was playing the theme music from Ghostbusters. So Melissa sauntering on into the booth, and she's got the books, and she's doing her whole walking here thing, and it's awesome. And Greg is sitting there and you think, okay, I'm out. And I'm laughing because she's vamping it up. Best time ever. One vendor crossing the Great Divide to swan on into another vendor's booth to do something together. We broke all the rules and replaced them with another one. And the other one was, we're in this together. The cause is because we want to be. The effect is because we want to do it again. Cause and effect. We're in it together. We're here on purpose. We're walking here, and we can't wait to do it again. That is what happened this year at Fanaticon 3. Because the ripple effect works. When I dropped that little stone in my little pond, everybody who came went away and infected everyone else. When Jessie Moore-Hamill, dressed as my friend bear, went off and got people and said, it's our birthday anniversary, come and get your picture taken, and she brought all these other people back. They can't believe they're talking to a Care Bear. They can't believe they got their picture taken by a Care Bear. Usually people go to one of these places and somebody's dressed up like a mouse or a robot or whatever, and you take a picture of the costumed character. We go and stand with the costumed character and we get our picture taken. No, at my booth, the costumed character is the one carrying the camera. So the expressions on people's faces when they're smiling at Friend Bear. They're thinking, Friend Bear's taking my picture. I have no idea what this is. This is craziness. And everybody's saying, that's right. That's right. And it doesn't cause calories, and it doesn't cause fattening, and it doesn't cause cavities, and it doesn't cause depression. It's just a good time because we're breaking the rules and we're putting it all back together in a totally different way. That is what it's all about. That is changing the game. That is making it work. And so I found this this meme this morning that I thought was pretty funny, and I thought, yeah, okay, I can play with that. So when I post the video, you'll see the game that I played. Trending is something that is happening in the moment. Trending now is redundant. It's now. It's blink. It's a way of saying it's happening right now. Seriously. Okay? But it's not continuing. A trend is an arc. Starts at nothing and it goes woof. And the trending is right at the breaking wave. I'm not trending. I'm a Viking, for God's sake. Vikings invented trending in 742. 742. So it's 2022. So 2022 minus 742. That'll be a 0. That'll be hang on. 4. So so 8. That's a while. I'm just saying. That's a while. We've been trending. You talk about long COVID? No. We are the long trend. It's like, yeah. And I know that when I feel great, I know that when I feel excited, I know that when I see people I just adore. My whole person is different. I can feel it. When I see my favorite people, there's like this adrenaline rush. It's like the best kind of hot flash. It's poof. And alrighty then, I'm a little taller. And I have several good sides all of a sudden, not just the one. And I'm excited. Big silly ass grin. Hi! Like, because it is clearly the reason we're here. Clearly. And I mean, serenity's lovely. I'm big on serenity too. But if I have a choice between serenity and yes, ma'am, I'm going with yes, ma'am. I like serenity in the in-betweens. I'll go with yes, ma'am, and serenity. I'll go with yeah. Then I want another yeah. I don't need, oh, okay. I don't need those. I don't need those. They do nothing for me. I don't need annoyed. I don't need who do they think they are. I don't really care who they think they are. Whatever they think they are, and however they think they're doing it, I want them to do it over there. Someplace else. You do you over there, because we're doing us here. And I know that I have the kind of energy that a lot of people say, I think I need to sit down for a minute. Good God, Abby, when does it end? I know that I have that. I also know that I have all the quiet time in between. When I'm sitting here and I'm writing and I'm thinking and I'm planning what the next thing is that I can do that makes a difference. And I don't mean makes a difference in the world, in the greatness of things. I mean makes a difference in everyone's thinking process. I'm not creating trouble. I'm disrupting the flow of stuff that isn't working. I'm saying, on the other hand, fabulous. I'm saying, you know, sprinkles are free. Why not? I used to have this conversation remarkably frequently with that representative from the union who just desperately wished I was someplace else. I don't know, I don't care where you go, I just want you to leave here because I'm here. And I always thought to myself, it can't be pleasant to be in that mood. And she used to say to me, you can't want things so badly, Abby. You're going to spend a life of bitter disappointment. And I said, if I don't want them badly, what am I doing here? Why am I here? I'm expecting a pony any minute. Where's the pony? No, I have to go get the pony? I'll be back. I'll be back with a pony. Because I don't know how long I have. I don't know how long any of us has. All I know is I want all of it to be as great as it can. And can I contribute to that? Absolutely. Why, yes, boys and girls, I can. So what we did at Fanaticon this year was the culmination of many things. First of all, me causing the utmost damned astonishment, me showing up at an event I've never seen before and I don't know what it is, and I stand there and I think, and then what happens? I see. And how does that work? Okay. And why is that popular? Okay. I see. Uh-huh. And then go away and try and figure out how to get in step with it, to work along with it, to be part of it. And then gradually, once I'm in step with it, to figure out a way to get a little closer to the front of the line, to get closer to a better seat. with a better view. And then figure out how to maybe, reimagine it so that it does something more. Not to outdo the hard workers who are creating the event itself, but to bring more to it, to bring value, to participate in the return on investment for the organizer, for the planners, for the volunteers, for the ticket buyers, and for all the other vendors who are there to make something out of nothing. What can I bring that elevates that to the next level? That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm walking here. I want this to be not only unforgettable, but I want this to wake people up and get them to say, I wonder what she's going to do next year. Because I'm going to do something more. Just a little more. That makes people say, okay, I did not see that coming. Did you see that coming? Well, that's a good time. That's my plan. And every time I think of it, the next thought in my head is, okay, now I have to prove it. The fact that the idea is in here does not mean the idea is in there. That I show up and that you show up does not mean that I've done my work. I know that there has to be a magic arc of energy. I know that. And it's my job to bring it as far as I can. Well, good morning, Lyle. Good to see you. How lovely that you've found time. Yay! I'm going to just click on this and this and this to make sure. And this. Okay. So how do I make the fun magic arc? How do I, it's like a jolt of electricity. How do we get it to arc from one side to the other and go zert? How do we do that? Well, first of all, surprise. So the person sits up and says, what was that? Now they're open to it. If they had a good time last time, they're ready to receive the next one. Because that's why they came back. They came back to see, I wonder what she's doing next. I wonder what we get to do with her next. I wonder what our booth experience is going to be next. Because it's only my booth until you join me. It's only my booth until you walk in. It's only my booth until Mel saunters in to the Ghostbusters music to get me to autograph one of my novels. It has nothing to do with Fanaticon. It has everything to do with, well, good morning, Natalie. How wonderful to see you. I'm talking about all the fun we had at Fanaticon. And so, I'm just going to click on this. Hello, girly, hello. What is it that I can bring? Because I'm going to tell you the arc that happened. I was first invited to Ottawa Comic Con in 2017 to be on a panel. It was a last minute thing. So last minute that it wasn't in the program. So last minute that when they put it on the schedule for the different panel rooms, they actually put it on the wrong door. Okay, in spite of all of that, we had like 300 people. 300 people at the last minute who discovered we were there, and they all came in, and some of them in costume and some of them not. 300 people. It blew me away. I said, oh, look at that. We built it. They barely had time to hear about it. And here they are. We are a value add. Okay then. When we have an opportunity then. There is an appetite for this show. There is an appetite for these people. There is an appetite for that memory. Alrighty then, the next year, when Cliff Caporal, who runs Ottawa Comic Con, said, I got this last minute cancellation. It's not really enough time for you to plan anything. Do you want the booth? I said, yes. And I called Jim Clark, who is the keeper of the lockers, and I said, you need to bring them. And he said, yes, ma'am. And I called my crazy crew. I called David Johnson, who was in New Mexico, and I called Greg, who was in Ohio, and I called all these other people, and I said, you need to come. I can't do this by myself. And they all said, yes, ma'am, we're in. And we came, and we saw, and we put up the lockers, and oh my God, we took them down, and we took them across the hall and put them in another room, and we brought them back. It was the craziest 3 days I've ever seen. And you know what happened? People came. They not only came, they came back. They came to the panel. They came back the next day. They wanted to know what else we were doing, and I thought, we're doing something right. And then Fanaticon. No room for the lockers. That's okay. We'll see what we can do. And then Cape. And then Fanaticon Brockville. And then Fanaticon again and again. And each time adding another magical, oh, look. So that people say, well, that was different. I wonder what comes next. One of the interesting things that happened since Natalie joined us, one of the interesting things that happened is that at each of these events, cosplayers come up and they come to the booth and they say hi, and I say, I need to get my picture with you. You need to get in the booth. You need to stand in front of something that is a total non sequitur. Let's get Darth Vader in front of a you can't do that locker. Let's get some guy with a Gatling gun in front of a Care Bears wall. There's a plan. That works. What does it do? It makes people blink and say, oh my God, that's funny. And it gets their attention. In a sea of all kinds of stuff going on, it gets their attention. So what was interesting, among the many interesting things this year, is a cosplayer came to the booth, a Jawa, and posed, and we took pictures. And the Jawa signed the wall, and then signed the other wall, and more pictures. And then a little while later, this individual from 501 came in, and she said, hi. And I said, hi, let's do a picture. And she said, I'm the Jawa. Oh my God. That's amazing. You see what she did? She wanted me to meet her after I'd already met her character. She wanted me to see more than I had seen. She was doing for me, with me, what I do for you, with you. I show you something, and then I show you something more. And then, riding on our shared enthusiasm with your comments, we both come up with more, so that the memory gets bigger and brighter and has a ripple effect that infects everybody. And all of a sudden, without any effort at all, consciously, we're all having fun. We woke up fun, and fun came to the party. So we didn't just show up and hope fun would be there. And the person didn't open the doors and hope fun would buy a ticket. We rubbed our enthusiasm, our mischief, our excitement together, and Shazam, fun magically appeared. And you know what I know? we can do it again. If we can do it once or twice or 3 times, we can do it again. And that's my plan. That has been my plan since I began to see how difficult it was in a much more visible way, more visible to me, a much more visible to me experience was seeing how challenged people were for 2.5, almost 3 years by a health emergency, and how that health emergency caused shutdowns and delays and higher costs and missed steps everywhere, because we didn't know how to do this. We hadn't been shown the dance steps to this particular song, and we weren't ready. And so everybody was trying to figure out how to do it. There was a lot of bumping into and excuse me and why don't you watch where you're going on. And when I saw that, I thought, okay, this can get away from us if we don't bring in the other energy and keep pace. Not, hey, it's a party, hey, it's a circus, but, hey, I've missed you. Hey, do you remember the fun? We're going to find new ways to make it happen because the world is new. I read this amazing thing the other day, and I thought, oh, I'd never really thought of it. How true. It was somebody writing about parents often saying that the kids don't have what we had, or the kids aren't doing what we used to do. And the person said, you know what is interesting with every generation? We give our kids more skills, more knowledge, more tools, more opportunities than we had. And our parents did that for us, and their parents did that for them, and so on going back. And the kids today who are getting ready to have kids of their own, what they know and what they will present to their children as a given, as the everyday, will give those kids tools and skills and opportunities that my parents and their parents never imagined in a million years. So there is no such thing as the old normal. Everything, every day is a new normal. What I know today, because I saw that yesterday, has added to my awareness. And am I going to include that in the interviews that I'm having? Absolutely. Is it going to allow me to ask better questions? Absolutely. Am I going to go back and revisit the interviews I've done? Absolutely. Are those conversations going to impact the way I continue to write this collection of Pivot-Free books? Absolutely. Is everything that happened at Fanatic-Con 3, thanks to Lance Moran, going to change the way I prep for next year? Darling, I'm already on it. Nice chatting with you, Abby. Got to get back to work. Thanks for stopping by, Natalie. Watch the rest of this later. So here's what I am hoping we take away today. We take away the opportunity to say, if it was fun the last time, what did I bring? What was I doing in that picture that Abby posted? What were we laughing about? What was that grin for? And then the conversation that you have with your friends, with your loved ones, with the people you're talking to about the event, someone will trigger and say, oh, you know what that was? And that will continue the conversation. And between now and the shows next year, and the other things that I have planned, we're going to reach out to each other. I'm doing these videos. This is number 77. I'm doing these videos twice a week. Why? To keep the momentum going, to keep the conversation alive, to keep us connected and remembering how the connection itself creates the magic. The intention is that we want it to happen. We're not just showing up and standing there and saying, so where's the magic? We're bringing the magic. You know what's pretty cool? Speaking of magic, Lance posted an article about the grand prize cosplay winner. And there was a whole wonderful story about who he is and how he made the costume and what his intention was. It's fabulous. I read it and I thought, wow, that's incredible. And the costume was amazing. So I reached out on Facebook and I sent a friend request. And you know what happened? He accepted it. I have a new friend. I have a new friend I'd never met who has Viking heritage, who worked really hard to do something he could be proud of. And he was really nervous when he came to the show and really grateful that he had people to help him in and out of whatever that was. And he couldn't believe it when he won. It was magical for him. Is it going to be magical again? Absolutely. Are we going to meet next time? Absolutely. Is he going to come to my booth? Absolutely. Are we going to become friends and chit-chat back and forth on social media? Absolutely. Is that a wonderful byproduct of an event that I brought magic to and that you brought your magic to? Absolutely. We're not here to trend now. We invented trending. Our arc is long. It's ongoing. Trending now is fleeting. We invented the fleet. And we're still here, fleeting like crazy. So, between now and Thursday, this is what I would really like you to do. If you were at FanaticCon 3 and you came to my booth and we took your picture, you need to reach out. If you were dressed as a character, I don't know who you are, because, by the way, costume, if we hadn't met before and you didn't tell me your name, I need to know your name. If we aren't friends yet on Facebook, you need to reach out and say, hey, I was at your booth, so we can become friends on Facebook, so that we can expand the reach. I have my fingers and toes crossed that I will be invited back to Cape in Cornwall. I'm trying to come up with something new enough and different enough that they'll say, well, that's pretty crazy. We should probably have her back. And if I can't get a booth, I'm going to see what else I can do about being there. It's not the same. I can't really walk in with a mobile booth. I can't really walk in with a mobile booth. Why can't I walk in with a mobile booth? Oh dear. So I'm definitely setting my sights on Cape. I definitely have my sights set on Brockville. I definitely have my sights set on FanaticCon. And I also have my sights set on other events live where you talk to me and I talk to you about you. I need you to story me so I can story you. That's what this is all about. And we need to find all the platforms we can to make it happen. April, hi April. So happy to finally meet you, and it felt like I was the superstar. Well, honey, darling, you are the superstar. Look at you in that line boa. Of course you're the superstar. What I've done, Rachel, what I've done, April, is, first of all, get your name wrong. What I've done, April, is I've started working already on an upgrade for next year that you just won't want to miss. And I can't tell anybody about it yet because I have to work out the kinks. The trick, I keep saying to Lance, if I can't have a bigger booth, can I have a second floor? And he keeps looking at me like I've lost my mind. The thing is, I'm only kind of kidding. A girl can dream. So here's what I would like between now and Thursday and ongoing. If you were at the booth and I didn't get your name, either you didn't tell me or I deleted it because I was focused on so many things, or you were dressed up as the side of a mountain and I couldn't see through it, you need to let me know. Because if I have pictures, then I want to be able to make sure that you get yours, okay? So, Gurin says, we had a mobile booth when I worked construction just for the EV center. Really? Really, Karen? The truck backed up and we rolled the booth in. Yes, but that's still square footage, so that's floor space, so it has to be a moving booth. Lance is going to kill me. I'm working on a costume for next year. Awesome, April. Okay. So let's keep this conversation going. Let's keep the thoughts, the good thoughts coming in. And as we go about our day and our day after and so on, I really hope that you hang on to this thought, hang on to this feeling that we all have when we're in the middle of experiencing something fabulous. It could be your favorite food. It could be a cold drink on a hot day. Whatever it is, that's the magic. That. And we deserve cherishing that for a second. The magic deserves to hear us say, oh yeah, perfect. Thank you. The magic deserves it. The fun deserves it. The energy deserves to know that we get it, we feel it, we love it. We have the ability to just take that moment and say, yeah. Because in that moment when we do that, that's the ripple effect. That's what's spreading out so that everyone feels it. That's what we all sense. And our shoulders straighten. And we stand a little taller. And we say, yeah, this is what happens when I'm walking here. I like it. I'm going to do it. Need now is your permission. Hold that thought and come back and see me here on Thursday, same time. Okay? And between now and then, be good to you. You deserve it. Thank you for spending the time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for getting them to subscribe so that my ripple effect can be felt by more people. I want them to subscribe so that they can say, I'm walking here. I want it for them. I want it for you. I want it for your people. I want it for us. We're going to need bigger boats, and that's just fine. All right. Remember to hug your loved ones. See you next time.